Want to see more cool videos on our channel? We do, so press this bell and enable to send notifications.
There are phenomenal things that you stumble upon that are so rare that you can't believe they're real. Having the chance to witness these exceptional occurrences gives you a sense of fulfillment like never before. You've probably seen something and wondered about the odds that something so unique can possibly happen. Number 10. Ice from a hose. If you've ever browsed your Instagram feed, you've probably watched videos of soap cutting, slime crunching, or frozen paint smashing. And maybe, just maybe, you found them to be oddly satisfying. In the genres of things that didn't exist before the internet age, photos and videos tagged of oddly satisfying are up there with both the exceptionally weird and overwhelmingly wonderful. Why are these videos so popular? They're part of a trend that has taken over social media, and the internet has noticed. So why are we telling all this for? We think this video could be a smash hit in the genre. When YouTube user Sue Denim On's garden hose was left out overnight, something pretty incredible happened, which apparently over 7.7 million YouTube viewers agree with. The water inside the frozen hose turned to ice, and so did the hose. The whole thing is actually rather baffling to watch. Watching ice come out of a garden hose is kind of like watching rainbows come out of a car exhaust. You acknowledge the oddity of what you're witnessing, and yet somehow you can't accept that it's really happening. If there were only a way to get a frozen garden hose in the summer, we'd really have a great idea on our hands. Number 9. Zero Gravity Pit Stop. Pit stops are one of the most tense and exciting features of a Grand Prix or other Formula One auto race. In fact, auto races are frequently won and lost because of the pit stops and pit crews. In just a few seconds, a huge number of actions are carried out by a Formula One pit crew. Team Aston Martin Red Bull Racing had an incredible year last year in Formula One, and the team did go on to secure several wins and podiums across the season, including the Manic Brazilian. However, that wasn't the only highlight for the team. The Red Bull's crew serviced Max Verstappen's car in a new world record time of 1.82 seconds. That is 0.06 seconds faster than the previous record of 1.88 seconds, also set by Red Bull. Now taking its skills out of the world quite literally, the team has completed the world's first zero-gravity pit stop. Over the course of a week, pit crew members took a crash course in cosmonautic training in preparation for multiple zero-G flights in the plane's fuselage, along with the F1 car and a 10-strong film crew. Each flight consisted of a series of parabolas, with the aircraft climbing at a 45-degree angle, then falling in a ballistic arc to produce a period of weightlessness around 22 seconds before the next climb. Number 8. Burning food. Chewing pawn is not a habit you've likely encountered in the United States. It's popular throughout India and Southeast Asia and involves different preparations of betel leaf, sometimes with berries, sometimes with spices. People generally enjoy it as a stimulant and as a relief for things like headaches and coughs, chewing on and often swallowing the leaves and their fillings. But a new pawn ingredient has captured the internet's imagination: fire. The fire pawn looks dangerous, but according to the shop owner, the fire gives a cool sensation once inside the mouth. He said, "We know it's a bit risky, but people are enjoying it. I started with just one pawn, but now we make around 100 daily. People get scared when they see it for the first time, but all of them try it once. It doesn't have any side effects. It's like normal pawn." Number 7. Cormorant fishing. If you're new to the world of fishing or just looking for unique ways of fishing styles, then 1,300 years old cormorant fishing is one for you. A partnership between man and animal, which has lasted more than a millennium. It goes like this. Each cormorant is first leashed around the neck and then released to dive into the water. If the bird makes a catch, then it's scooped up, and the fisher pulls the fish from the bird's mouth. The tie around the cormorant's neck ensures that the biggest fish don't get swallowed, but allows the bird to swallow small fish. Interestingly, after a while, cormorants stop trying to swallow big fish, bringing them immediately to the master. This method of fishing, however, does provoke questions regarding the welfare of the birds. Number 6. Lava bread. Iceland is famed for its remarkable geology. The searing heat radiating through the country's stunning terrain drives volcanoes, hot springs, and something you might not expect: bread ovens. Sigmar Raffin Hilmarsson is a baker from Lagavulin, Iceland, a sleepy lakeside town with population of just 200. For him, baking rye bread, or rugbraude, underground is something of a family tradition. Every day, Hilmerson mixes rye, flour, milk, sugar, salt, and baking powder into a dough, which he places in a buttered cooking pot. Then he ventures outside to find his oven, a hole dug near the town's lake. About a foot down in the soil, temperatures can approach boiling point. Hilmerson covers the hole with sand to keep in the heat, then lets the pot rest for about 24 hours. When he returns the next day and digs up his cooking pot, the bread is ready. Number 5. Electric trucks. The future looks bright for electric vehicle growth. Consumers are more willing than ever to consider buying EVs, and sales are rising fast. But could you ever imagine if trucks, very heavy and massive vehicles, can run on electricity? Germany is joining the ranks of those countries betting on electric highways to foster eco-friendly trucking. The country has started real-world tests of an e-highway system on a 3-mile stretch of the Autobahn between Frankfurt and Darmstadt, with an electric diesel hybrid truck merging into everyday traffic, while it received power from overhead cables to keep it from using its combustion engine. Earlier tests in the country relied on either slow nighttime tests or the safety of an unused military airfield. The very first e-highway launched in Sweden in 2016. Number 4. The edge of rain and hail. Every one of us who lives in a large city probably found yourself in the following situation. You called a friend and complained about the pouring rain, to which they answer, "What are you talking about?" In large cities, weather tends to be different at different locations. It might rain at one place, and it may not in the other, which means that there's a place where rain ends, right? So we can actually see the edge of a rainfall. Theoretically, you can see the edge of a rainstorm, but it's more of a matter of luck. To see the edge, like in this video, you need a really heavy downpour along with completely calm conditions. And this, as you well know, is not that common. By the way, the same thing happens with hail. Look at the edge of this hailstorm, for example. Fascinating, isn't it? Number 3. Underwater pizza delivery. Pizza cravings can hit you anywhere, as the folks at Jules Undersea Lodge know only too well. The submerged hotel in Florida, located 6.4 meters below the surface in a lagoon in the Atlantic Ocean, is accessible only to certified divers. Everyone, including the staff and guests, has to strap on scuba gear and dive their way there. And yet, Jules offers crisp, thin-crust pizzas made from the local Papa John's outlet on the mainland. Enter dive captain Rob Doyle, lead mission director and pizza deliverer at Jules. Every time a pizza is ordered, Rob swims to the surface, walks over to Papa John's, gets a takeaway order, and then packs it into his trusty yellow waterproof briefcase. "We use the case for almost all things we bring into and out of the lodge," Doyle told National Geographic Traveler India. He then plunges back into the ocean and swims until he reaches the 5x7 entrance pool at the base of the lodge, filled with compressed air to keep the water from entering the hotel. Number 2. World's biggest plane. Rockets have been the way to get satellites into orbit since the dawn of the space age. But Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen hopes to shake that up with help from the world's biggest airplane. The record-setting Stratolaunch carrier aircraft first took to the skies on April 13, 2019, staying aloft for 149 minutes and successfully landing back in Mojave. Since 2012, we've been designing, building, and testing the world's largest composite aircraft for Stratolaunch, a Paul G. Allen company. The goal of this mobile launch system is to make orbital access to space more convenient, reliable, and routine. Number 1. Skyscraper Waterfall. Every year, tens of thousands of people go on trips to see the largest and most beautiful waterfalls of our planet. But the residents of Guizhou province in China no longer need to go anywhere. The waterfall came to them. Well, it was actually built there. Named the Libian International Building, the 121-meter-tall tower in Guiyang, southwest China, has been built to include a dramatic 108-meter-high water feature. This unique feature is one of the largest artificial waterfalls in the world and the tallest to be included in a building. It is operated by 4 pumps that feed from underground tanks containing rainwater and runoff. The waterfall was finished in 2016, but it only ran 6 times because the running cost of the waterfall amounts to $120 per minute. Yes, you heard that right, $120 per minute. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoy the video, please let me know by clicking the like button. Do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can catch up my next video.